What's up, Naima?
What's up, sis? So good to be here.
Yeah, I'm so glad it worked with your schedule. I mean, I know how busy you are. No, really. But it's one of those things because you're so dedicated to the work. Tell folks about Nurturing Roots for those who don't know.
Man, Nurturing Roots, really, for those that don't know, is all about self-sustainability. How do we encourage more of us in our community, Black folks, to get their hands into the soil and heal? I think a lot of what farming brings is the idea that you go into a store, get a vegetable, cows, but we're in the city. When it comes to food sovereignty, we need the food to be here. So for me, Nurturing Roots is education, it's food sovereignty, it's opening up spaces for land development, but really healing ourselves through the environment.
Yeah, and it's so amazing the ways that you tackle this, right? Because it is all of those things. You're opening up the farm to families, you're giving young people the opportunity to kind of engage with their parents, right? You also are doing a lot of things in community where I've been a recipient. You guys had food boxes, you guys were just all kind of things. But one of the things I love so much is your motto. People come to a farm because they're getting produce, they're thinking, well, what do I have to pay? What does this cost me? And tell us about some of your ideology around how to serve the community with what you guys do at Nurturing Roots.
Yes, I think the hardest thing is selling this concept, not even selling it, I guess, but offering this concept of food is free. Organic produce. A lot of people think organic, you have to pay for it. You have to go into some space. You have to have this, it's not for us. But for me, it's the health that we need to uplift. So what better way to do that than to remove the barriers? Access is one of our biggest barriers in the community. So why not have a place where you could free forage? If you want something organic, it's free. Just grab it. No matter the age. Yeah, if you are a young person, go ahead and take that leaf. It's not, leave that for someone else. I think even offering the opportunity for folks to get dirty. I think the theories that we just have embedded in us sometimes are false. So realizing, this can help me, not harm me. This is actually free. Then it changes your mindset. Now going into these spaces, you realize, hey, I actually can do this myself. This carrot costs how much? I don't know if you've seen the price of avocados, like everything going up.
Yeah.
So definitely within our climate, being able to grow your own food is empowering. So got to give it to the folks.
Gotta give it to the folks. And it's one of those things that I remember the first time I heard you say that. And I just went, man, this is what I'm talking about. This is true service to community, but it's alongside community as you bring so many people on board to participate in it. Now, Nurturing Roots has some amazing things going on as well. I mean, you guys are almost in the process. Look, one land acquisition, looking at another. Tell us about some of the work that you guys are doing in that regard.
Man, it's phenomenal. To me, it's just a blessing. Really, sometimes I just sit in awe of how much traction we can make together. I think it's been my network, the community that's really uplifted the movement and carried us. Our home site on Beacon and Graham, which is on the Bethany Church campus, we're hoping to acquire that. We recently got some funding through the city EDI department, but being able to just hold on to that history, Black Power Epicenter birthed a lot of activism. We did so much, the Noni Youth Jail campaign, YUIR, just all the folks that have been involved with a lot of the triumphant moments in this movement, were birthed there. So for me, being able to acquire that property, hold it down for all of us, it's unimaginable. I'm from South Seattle too, right over on Orcas. So it's on Graham. It's like, hey, I'm owning a piece, of the community, but figuring out ways that we all can own that. Land ownership should be all of ours. So Nurturing Roots, it's not just ours, it's all of ours. So that's a win. Red Barn Ranch, we're still hoping for that. I know the community support. Thank y'all, all of y'all that petitioned, that reached out, called, stopped by. I think really the community showed out for Red Barn. But for those that don't know, that's almost 40 acres in Auburn, Washington. 40 acres alone, saying that, looking behind me, it's like even being able to acquire 40 acres to me, I pinch myself talking about it right now. So being able to do that, I think I'm standing on the shoulders of so many, thinking about indigenous communities who have been fighting for something like this, being able to pay homage to them. I think all of that we want to be able to do, having a unique beneficial space that, we can birth our children at, we can heal our babies, we can go and heal ourselves, being able to have that place that we call home. It's funny, so many people come to Seattle and it's like, where are the Black people at? It's like, we got this, but it looks diluted, but we need, our spot. So that's definitely a spot. And then King County, fortunately, through a partnership with Stone Soup Gardens, they reached out and said they wanted to allow us to steward a park in Skyway. So that we're going to name Black Panther Park, but showing love to the Black Panther movement in Seattle. You know, Brother Aaron Dixon definitely inspired a lot of my career. So being able to have him say, yes, go ahead, everything. But definitely trying to hold on to these spaces in community and find more ways for folks, you know, to see themselves doing the same work.
I mean, my word, I just get the chills because I love it so much. These are things that just weren't happening when we were growing up. You know, I think we needed a strong community advocacy and voice to say, this is what you should be doing. Because honestly, I think for in my purview, right, and it seemed like when I was growing up that there wasn't enough of that happening. And so they were really, it seemed like, you know, folks were like, hey, can't you guys come up with the ideas, or don't you understand how to do this right? But right now we're saying, no, we need to partner with our cities. We need to partner with our county to usher in these solutions for them because they don't have them inherently of themselves. But it's also, I think, a great testament to community, Black community here. And you touched on that a bit because this is not just about nurturing roots. This is really about Black community and paying homage to the decades of advocacy and community organizing that has took place here. One thing that was said earlier this week on Black Love when we met, you know, Tarek said, look, in LA, there's a ton of Black people, but in Seattle, there's Black community. And it really touched my heart because I think sometimes we have to recognize the brilliance of what we have here. And it's spaces like Nurturing Roots. It's us being able to come together, like you were talking about, Black Power Epicenter, starting these amazing campaigns, seeing things through because we're working together. We have enough things in our community that divide us, but I love that Nurturing Roots is one of those spaces that are like, nah, we're not doing none of that. This is about this collectivity. You know what I mean? So really, how can folks stay engaged and help out? I mean, clearly there are still campaigns. I saw almost 10,000 actions for
So
Red Barn
amazing,
Ranch.
right?
Amazing effort. Shout out, like she said, to everybody. Again, you guys are seeing yourself as part of the solution. You're wielding your voices to this. But how can people follow up and stay engaged with some of the other actions you guys have going on?
Yes. So definitely following us on Instagram, nurturing or at Nurturing Roots Farm. If you go online, our website is nurturingrootsfarm.org. Being able to stop by, like there's nothing like, you know, fam just showing up, hey, poke your head in. We have volunteer days on Sunday, 11 a.m. until 3. We're hoping to do more events. So more movie nights, more farm to table dinners. We want to start a Sunday, you know, once a month dinner. We got to bring everybody together. Because like I said, it's the network, it's the community that's lifted us. So I want to be able to pour back into it. What can we do? If there's an event that you want to have it at the farm, you don't mind chickens running around, come on down. But really it's just to lift us up. So just look us up for sure.
Look us up. I love it. And, you know, before I absolutely let you go, I want people to understand why you do this, Nyema, because you have countless hours every day. This is not a 9 to 5 for you. This is so much more beyond that. Just let the people understand one thing about why you do this.
I do this because it's the one thing that I can dedicate my life to and be fine with transitioning. But at the end of the day, it's the only thing that I've been able to feel fulfilled. You know, no matter what, I'm not exhausted from this. If there's adversity, okay, let's do it. You know, it's the one thing I'm fearless. And it's hard to find that in community. Being a Black woman, it's hard to find my liberated space. And so being able to create that and then seeing the liberation of others, my friends and family, you know, quitting their slave ship and deciding to do their own enterprise, you know, I think it's all of that. It's something that I can commit myself to and be okay with, you know?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. This is exactly why I love Feel Good Fridays. I love Converge Media. We have to be uplifting folks like yourselves, like Jim, like Tita, everybody that says, I'm betting on myself. I know I can do something. And this is how I'm making my mark on the world. Sis, I'm so honored to be in community
Likewise.
with you. You're phenomenal.
I'm sorry, are phenomenal. For y'all, I had to take a second. I'm sorry. I know it's your time and you're going to reclaim it. However, this sister, you deserve flowers. You bringing us to this space. You being that person where always your name is across those email CCs. You know, you are there. You are present. I see you. like I always get a chance whenever I can. I just want you to know that I honor you. I appreciate you. I love you.
I love you.
Yes, right on.
And I receive it. I
Right
will,
on.
right?
Okay.
Like I will receive
Yes,
that.
thank
We have to
you.
be good at receiving
That's
too,
right. Come
right?
on.
Well, thank you so much, love.
Yes.
You know, this is a great thing. I'm so glad we made it work with your schedule. Thank you again
Sure, thank
for
you.
being here and sharing that with our audience.